Have you found yourself frustrated by how high the price of protein has gotten? Almost everyone I know who is trying to eat healthier is running into this problem. However, the secret to cheap protein may just come from the most unlikely source: vegans. In this video, I went to the largest vegan festival on the planet and asked them, so do you think it's hard to get protein on a vegan diet? Or do you find it to be too expensive to be vegan? Do you think the food that you eat now that you're vegan is less tasty than the food that you ate before? And what I discovered might just change how you buy protein forever. How long have you guys been vegan?
2 years.
Been 2 years as well, vegan as well, yeah.
As an athlete, have you found it difficult to build muscle as a vegan?
No, I found it easier.
You know, I'm constantly improving in terms of like running, in terms of like my strength goals.
I tell you what, I find it easier because all that nasty fat's gone. I'm replacing it with good fats. I'm replacing it with healthy nutrition.
In terms of my cardio, yeah, so not at all. It's only just enhanced it. Before I used to be sick and, you know, struggling with so much health issues that was actually making, you know, my fitness worse.
Power's not in the muscle, my power's in the core.
So are you flexing that you have a six-pack for us?
I do have a six-pack, but
He's got a 20-pack.
He's got a 20-pack, go vegan. The man's got a 20-pack. So do you think it's hard to get protein on a vegan diet, or do you think that's like a misconception?
I didn't find it hard at all to get protein. It's a massive, massive misconception.
The myth of protein is a massive misconception.
I mean, you look at all the sort of like primate animals in nature that could probably kick most humans' asses. They're just eating mainly fruits and greens.
I think that we actually have been brainwashed to think that protein is like an animal product, when truly the source of protein is plants.
And there's enough, like, you know, vegan athletes, there's enough, you know, plant-based protein sources. Everything has protein in it. Like, we just worry so much about protein.
And lentils, legumes, you know, beans and rice. Like, fundamentally, like, everything is protein and everything has protein in it. Like, I mean, listen, I've been vegan for 8 years. I'm like more jacked than I've ever been before in my life. I'm more ripped than I've ever been before in my life.
So it's super, super, super easy. So that's a massive misconception. You can get it if you just eat enough calories and a variety of foods.
No, definitely not. At first I was like monitoring it, and then I realized I don't need to do this.
It definitely was to begin with, but as I went on, I think I got more and more protein in my diet. I had more chickpeas, had more lentils, and I felt healthier ever since.
Eating food throughout the day, you're gonna get your adequate protein intake, you know?
I think because when you first go vegan, you're so scared of your health and changing your diet, you put more of the things that you know have got a lot of protein into your diet, whereas I think 7 years on, you tend not to worry or think about it.
Have you found it hard to get all the nutrients you need?
No. Harvard did a study and they found their vegetables are 16 times more nutrient dense than meat.
No, and that's another thing. Like I said, I don't really pay too much attention to it. I don't like have it all written out. I just eat food.
I think some days when you kind of eating out or you go away or you have to kind of eat at other people's houses, I think sometimes you do feel like you don't always get the food in that you should be eating.
And do you think that's because you're more eating junk food in those occasions?
Yes. Yeah.
And then in the summer you tend to go out more, don't you? So I feel like you don't get as much nutrients as probably what you should in the winter.
Were you ever afraid of being able to get all your nutrients on a vegan diet?
I was. In the beginning, I didn't know where to get B12, and I was buying jugs of soy milk and thinking that's the only place where I could get B12, but now I know where to get my vitamins.
It's good, like when you become vegan, to just like, you know, check in on those nutritional pieces of information. Just so that you know that you're doing it right. Some people will go vegan, have like fries and Oreos, and they'll be like, veganism made me sick. And it's like, you weren't doing it right.
There's a few select nutrients in animal products in super concentrations, but a lot of the time this animal form, like the cholesterol, the vitamin A, the heme iron, is actually toxic in like moderately high doses, not in plants. And I get all my nutrients from the plants without even trying, just by eating a lot of whole plant foods.
You can get all the nutrients on a vegan diet except B12, but animal feed is anyway supplemented with B12 because of over-sanitized world.
So what do you do about B12?
I take a spray, B12 spray right now, and it's easy. Once a week and you're good.
Do you think the food that you eat now that you're vegan is less tasty than the food that you ate before?
It's tastier.
I think it's better.
The food I have now is just so much different than what I was eating before.
Food is a lot tastier
I think we're more spoiled now, I think. Like before it's like, wow, there's a new thing. So I think you adapt more, I think. But no, still very much tasty.
I feel like I'm expanding my taste buds. I'm exploring different avenues. I'm exploring foods from different cultures.
Because like I said, I was eating the same 3 dead animals all the time, maybe fish on Friday. And I started cooking after I became vegan.
Just desserts. I do find puddings and desserts need to kind of be improved, but it's hard, it's difficult. That's the only one, but...
Indian food, Thai food, Ethiopian food, food that even 10 years ago I never expected I would be enjoying, let alone, having on a regular basis.
Do you feel like the food that you eat now is worse than the food that you ate before?
No, it's actually the opposite. I think going vegan helped me learn a lot about nutrition, and my diet has become more varied, much more vegetables, fruits, and I love it.
Do you feel like the taste of the food that you eat now is worse than the taste of the food you ate before?
No, fruits are my favorite thing, and this is the thing that I crave the most. I found what I like on a vegan diet, and I keep experimenting.
Do you ever find it hard to find vegan food?
Yes, I do actually.
It depends where you are. I'll be very honest with you. I was traveling in Asia and it was more complicated to find vegan food, or certainly food that was not contaminated with animal products. That's what was harder. At the core of it, like sometimes it can be challenging because a lot of dishes are made with animal products and they don't understand. They're like, oh, but it's vegetables but it has butter in it, or oh, it's rice and it has butter in it, and like all of those things in hotels.
Sometimes out, especially if I'm not in my, I suppose, local neighbourhood where I know the places I can go.
When you go, I think when you go on holiday or you go abroad, if you're stopping in Airbnbs and you're cooking and not always eating out, or you're relying on that, it can be difficult to find kind of soya milk or plant-based milks, can't it?
I think when you first go vegan, I think it can be very much very difficult. But I think when you do it for so many years, you do pick it up, don't you?
But it's 2024, we're in London, we're in the vegan capital of the world. It's not difficult to find vegan food here for sure.
Vegan's very easy because what that means is you're building your own world. The world doesn't build you, you build your own world. So you start finding all the different food markets, you start finding all different communities, even people that are in your community that grow certain foods or know certain people that sell certain foods. I mean, online's great as well for getting stuff these days, but it's very, very simple to get the foods that you need.
Especially if, you're in the grocery store. You see the rice, you see the beans, you see the fruits and veggies, and that's the grains. It's like, it's all there.
You ever found it hard to find vegan food?
No, it's everywhere. Because it's fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and grains. And even in the UK, like, you can get all the... If you want junk food, which I don't advise, but I'd rather you ate that than the animals. And it's ubiquitous now, the world is just going so vegan, particularly the UK.
Be in charge of what you eat, be in charge of what you want to buy. Do the work, do the research. Sit down with yourself, get a piece of paper and have avenues of where you want all the foods to come from. To go into a shop and to go, this. There's an app out there called Yuka. Scan the back of the barcode, it tells you everything that you need to know about it. Do the Yuka. Yeah, tick the vegan section and it tells you if it's vegan or not.
What would you say was the most unexpected thing that happened to you when you went vegan?
I think that it's like the glow up, the vegan glow up.
Loads of things, actually. My eyesight got better.
Greater compassion towards animals, greater compassion towards animals.
I think that it's underrated. You literally become hotter. You become more aligned with the golden ratio.
I've not seen science, but anecdotally I hear that a lot of people's eyesight improves. And I think a lot of what we call disease and dysfunction over time, we call old age, is actually not old age, it's a shit diet for years and years and years and years. We're not meant to have high amounts of saturated fat cholesterol. It furs up our arteries, so I think these blood vessels that feed the eyes, they're blocked.
And that means that you will become more attractive. You look better. And I think it's like one of the vegan superpowers that we have. Is literally becoming more attractive as you become vegan. And as you'll notice at this festival, the people at the core of it is like that, because kindness comes from within and love comes from within, and that radiates exponentially.
Everyone's really hot.
Everyone's very beautiful in their own way, and that kindness and that soul compassion really comes through.
I was in the newspaper, Daily Mail Online, I spoke about this, and in the comment section underneath, when I said help my eyes, me too. So many vegans saying the same thing.
So I used to kill spiders and stuff like that. Now I can't kill anything. I don't want to be associated with that mindset of thinking, oh, I'm more powerful than this animal, I'm just gonna kill it. No, so just more compassion towards animals is greatly enhanced.
Did y'all find it expensive to be vegan?
No, it's way cheaper.
No.
Because meat is expensive, vegetables are not.
It's cheaper to be vegan because you buy things in bulk. You've got loads of whole food places like Costco's.
Actually, I think the most economical way to eat is to eat a whole food plant-based diet.
I don't think it's more expensive than eating meat. Meat in shops, people have a lot of meat for every meal.
A lot of non-vegans, like I feel like they just assume that we eat like a Beyond Burger, Beyond Meat, like 3 times a day, 7 days a week. And it's just like, no, we have a wide variety of food. We don't just stick. I know they're used to eating the same 3 dead animals all the time, but like we have options.
Yeah, exactly. They're the ones that are limited.
Yeah, 100%.
Have you found that being vegan is expensive?
It can be.
It depends how you do it. If you only eat alternative proteins and junk food, it can be pricey.
Yeah, if I'm always eating out at restaurants, sure, it's expensive. Why wouldn't it be expensive? It's expensive like that, vegan or not vegan, you know? But if you know how to cook, you're gonna be good, you know?
But because I'm worried about my health, I'm eating the whole plant foods. So like your sacks of lentils, your bananas, your raisins, pasta, brown rice, cheapest foods on the planet.
But if you cook simple foods like rice, beans, they're the cheapest food sources. So yeah, it works for every budget, in my opinion.
Tofu, if you buy it from like an Asian store, you can get it really cheap in bulk.
Buying in bulk,
I think also the supermarkets are getting a lot better. Like we've got an hour very close, you can get tofu now for £2, and I buy that a few times a week now.
A bag of rice, that'll give me like 100 meals out of that. That's $12 or whatever.
You know, they fatten the animals up on grains and like legumes, so what's going to be cheaper? You know, 16 times the input, get 1 times the output. Stupid. It's going to be so much cheaper.
You've got massive sacks as well in Tesco's of chickpeas, of lentils in big bags. You can literally soak your beans, and like I said with my bulk cooking earlier, put some in the freezer, put some in the fridge, have some today, and then take it out when you need to. It's like microwave food, but oven food, but healthy, and it's instant, and it doesn't cost a lot at all. A big bag of chickpeas, for example, 4 to 5 kilograms is about £5. And how much protein in there, really? That's like 400 grams of protein in total. And when you divide that into portions, that's enough calories a day, and that's £6 for 400 grams of protein. It's the way forward.
So now if you're feeling inspired to boost your protein intake with cheap, high-quality sources of protein, check out this video next where I go over 10 amazing sources of vegan protein even better than eggs and how to include them in your diet.